Alright, good Erev Shabbos, everybody. Fresh out of the mikveh, and I had another idea about this video we just made about the possibility that the presence of camels in Genesis is an anachronism. And we somewhat, I believe, upshlugged that we refuted that claim and showed that how it could be and is indeed historically accurate. If it's not necessarily the answers that we gave, there could be other answers as to why, even though archaeologists are claiming that historically there were no domesticated camels in that part of the world at that time. Camels hadn't been the dromedary camels hadn't been domesticated yet. We have answers as to how we could answer that problem. But there's another issue that I think it was pointed out in the article that I said that was in the Times of Israel, and I think I didn't realize until now, I was thinking about it as I was coming out of the mikveh, that this is indeed a strong argument in support of the idea that it is indeed historical. And the answer is like this: if one anachronistic animal were present in Genesis, why not another one? And so that's the question. So I mean, meaning a common animal that would have been domesticated by that time, by the time that the Bible critics claim that Genesis was written, even though we know, that biblically, it was from the time of Moses. Why is there this one and not another one? That's the question. And the answer would be as follows: that obviously it shows that it wasn't. And so the anachronistic animal that we would have seen in Genesis, if camels are indeed anachronistic, why aren't these other animals? And that's the horse. And yet there's no cases of horses until Exodus where historically they would not have been outside of they would not have been in most of the Near East, in the Levant. However, by the time of Exodus, they would have appeared in Egypt. When kind of new, but would have been there already. Even in the time of Abraham, we don't see mention of horses in Genesis, but in the times of Moses you do. And that does indeed fit in with the archaeological record. That there were no horses in Abraham's area, neither in Babylonia nor in Canaan, but in Egypt by the time of Moses there was. And even in Deuteronomy, horses are mentioned as being linked specifically to Egypt. So we have that. I think the fact that horses are not mentioned in Genesis points to this idea that that the presence of camels in Genesis is indeed a historical record and not an anachronism, because indeed the presence of horses would have been an anachronism and yet is missing. And it would have made sense to mention horses together with these other animals if indeed the author was someone from the Maccabean era, or a little earlier, from the time of Ezra, or whatever it is, whatever the claims want to be, and that somehow these animals appear, these ones appear and these ones don't. It kind of points to the idea that no, indeed, it's correct that there were camels in the patriarchal narratives, and that is historically accurate. And the lack of horses shows that it's not a later writing, but it is indeed authentic from the time of Moses, and it's the word of God given to the people in the time of Moses. Thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment. We'll see you later.